Anyway, we're back with day 20. We're going to dive right into Deadwinter Fae. So we're not. This is the last event thing that we need, or that not that we need, that we're going to be able to really do. Period. With our favor and our gear levels. With our favor and our gear levels. So let's get this off and running. Since I don't have lots of speed potions. We'll do. Yeah, we'll do the gold find team. We'll try to skip some stuff and, you know how he do. You know how he do. Let's go here, and I should probably save this for next time around. We need to get him up to, let's say, beasts. There we go. Get Dritz in for gold find, and Archon in for gold find, and we should be good for a while. Oh, gotta level up Brip so he jumps. That's if he's got any hops left at all. If he's got any hops left at all. Hello, J-Dog. Sneaking in before the stream even started and getting the code. I see how it is. Valiant Eagle, Delcoon, Ricardoso, the Bard's Forge, Tree Tank, Idle Duck, Sergeant. Hello. Finish your first Tiamat run solo. Yeah, it's a neat thing. Do it with groups from now on. It just makes it easier. But if you got the achievements you were hunting for, good job. Did I complete all of Rosie tier 2? No. No. So where's Rosie? Rosie. I didn't even try this one. There's the possibility that, well, I don't know if this one could be beaten. There's the possibility that this one could be beaten. But, well, yeah, we might do more event stuff. Some of the problems here is, like, this 350 is the farthest we're going to be able to go. And we can't do it with this kind of restriction. So Wise Endeavor would just not happen. We're doing Deadwinter Fae, but Payback 450 is too high. Lighter Touch, we can hop in and see what this looks like. We might be able to get this one done. So I probably should check those. This one, no way. This one, no way, because of the DPS roll restriction, and then that's 450. So we might be able to do a couple more. We'll take a look at it. I don't want to just say, oh, there's no way. It's possible, I guess. I guess it's possible. Yeah. 1 second. So that's, oh. That's what I thought. There was some there's some big, if you play Raid with us, there are a couple big changes to 2 legendary champions in Raid, and I actually have both of them. But yeah, yay me. More champions that I don't need more. I really don't need more amazing champions. What I need is more amazing gear because of the way Raid works. But it is what it is, right? It is what it is. Level, level, level. And in here, I need to check my codes. Combinations. Peel Pond Floss feels like something to do with 100% natural pond juice. Isn't it pond juice? Yeah. That was the big thing for a while. Pond Floss is apparently... Peel Pond Floss. You gotta peel the pond floss to get to the pond juice. Clearly. Clearly that's how this works. Pure pond juice. Yeah. Okay, that was mine from yesterday. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get a blue. We cannot. Oh, speed potion. I'll take that blue. I'll take that blue. Oh, 100 gems, though. Sure. That was a good pull. 1 sec. Okay. Right. Hey, Chaos. Hello, Necronus. Change is good, change is bad, or changes TBD? Oh, like to rate, like the changes got, yeah, they make these two champions real strong. Or much better, I should say. So, but one of them looks really strong. But I have lots. My issue with Raid is I have lots of champions that do lots of cool things, but I don't necessarily have the gear for all of them. Raid is a very gear-based game. Unlike Idle Champions, where, you know, you can run gearless and you can do fine. Like, And Raid, That's not okay. That's not okay. Oh, you did it in 6 days? Oh, that's okay. I mean, you got at least one achievement, right? Like having the top damage or something, and you could always do the other one later. Question: 3 tank formation. Tanks: Briv, Nialian, Tyrell, or Archon? Oh, no, it would be Tyrell. Yeah. Unless your DPS was evil. Like, Archon can't buff... Here, let's level Archon up, and then we can talk about why I don't use Archon. So, I mean, first off, Archon's fairly selfish. They kind of mostly buff themselves. I'm just going to pick... Let's just say I'm tanking with bulk up. Rising Anger, you got to get to 75, and it only increases the damage of evil champions for each enemy attacking Archon. So their tanking buff, this is what I like to call a tanking buff, based off getting attacked or the number of enemies on screen, whatever, only affects evil champions. So they would only ever be a tank if my DPS was evil, or if I had no other option, But that's it. So normally I wouldn't bother trying to tank with Archon, because normally I don't use evil DPS. Now you could set them up with a Jarlaxle DPS if you wanted, but in my experience, the other tanks are going to be better. They're not. Archon's very selfish, self-focused. Yeah. So right now, Archon's only in this formation because he has an item that's giving basically double gold. That's it. When we get to the point where I actually have to push with my formation, he's coming out. He's coming out, and Tyrell will go in. So, yeah, not really someone I would ever really actively be like, oh yeah, let's go Archon tank. Like, that's not a thing. Not a thing I would ever get excited for. Just did split the party too. Nice. What should my next focus be for time gates? So I don't feel like, I mean, speed champions, picking up speed champions is still a good focus for time gates. But also now that you have, it really is, because you finished Split the Party 2, you have your fast core. So you really want to focus on speed champions that are going to help you run a fast gem farm so that you can throw. You can just stop and focus on leveling that core if you wanted, but you can build a gem team or a speed team so that when you have that fast core in that formation, you're going through as many levels as possible, as quickly as possible to level it up. And that's also just going to help you generally finish content faster. You can always switch to a pushing team later. Once you have a solid formation of speed champions, then you want to start looking more into those fantastic support champions, mops, usually the champions with mop abilities. So like Antreus and Orkira and Catty Bree and Birdsong, who are also good DPS. Like, grab you some really strong pushing champions to help finish off anything you're going through. That kind of, you don't necessarily need to race towards Split the Party 3, in my opinion. You can if you want. I feel it's more important just to get those speed champions out so you can speed up your progress through the rest of the game as quickly as possible and speed up the leveling of that fast core. Archon isn't a tank. Archon is a tank. The Bard's Valiant Eagle is a DPS tanking. He actually is a tank, but he's only a tank for evil champions. Yeah, he's not a great tank, but he's usable. You can use him as one. And he's not I don't know, he's not a gold find champ. For some reason they put gold find on him, on an item, so hey, we've got tokens. Let's open up some Briv chests. We're really trying to get that epic Theodinarax. Come on. Give me some dinner snacks. No. Alright. Nope. Game says nope. Game says nope. Oh well. Oh. Whoops. Right. What else can we do? Do we have gems? No. Oh, that's right. That's right, I forgot. I milked out like 25, 26 gems last night, right? Yesterday before we ended, so I have no gems. Can't even buy a gold. Alright. Fine. I see how it is. I see how it is. Curious how they're fitting so many horses in these chests. It's, they're like bags of holding. They're chests of holding. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Archon can actually provide health share if you just need a tank that if you need somebody who can make your team a little beefier. Can. Yeah, I mean, that's, in a pinch, you can use all kinds of champions to do all kinds of things, but doesn't mean they're good at it. What do we need? We need 350 here. That's a while. That's going to take a while. I did get a large potion of speed. Can't do it. I'm trying to think. Like we got a. I know we're gonna do a deep push tomorrow, We're going to do a deep favor push tomorrow, and I'm going to want that speed. I'm going to want that speed for then. So, yeah. Let go of Jarlaxle. Get him out of your stomach. I killed him and he didn't come back. That's not good. Oh, is there anything? It's a slow week in Idle Champions. I think we might get some information tomorrow, maybe? Well, there should be a patch tomorrow, right? So we should know at least one content update tomorrow. And then, the event will end tomorrow. We'll find out, I guess, on Friday. We'll find out if they're doing, like, are they always going to do the champion spotlights now on the Monday and Tuesday before the event? Or are we going to get one on Fridays now? Oh, no. The Bard's Forge! Oh, no. Oh, my. It's on Thursday and Friday? Interesting. Interesting. The Bard's Forge with 10 gift subs. Magic Reese, Peter Tosh, Alexander M, Tigru 68, the Super Neckbeard, Emperor 1331, Malverkal, Sausin, Zelarinth, Dr. Mrs. the CC. You've been subbed. Courtesy of the Bard's Forge. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Oh no, it's the gift sub monster. Run, hide. No, it's not the dreaded purple worm. It's just the gift sub monster. I started the game a week ago. What campaign do you recommend? I mean, you start in the Sword Coast, but if you're out of the tutorial, you need to hop into Festival of Fools, and at the very least, just unlock the champions. You'll have the Dark Urge and Dadius that you can at least unlock. Just do the very first adventure and at least grab both of these champions. Then you get 3 flex slots. Well, there's 3, but you may not have the time gate pieces for 2 of these. I don't know. But you at least pick up Briv, like click on the flex slot, choose Briv, unlock Briv. So at least pick up 3 champions from the event and maybe try to do some of their stuff before tomorrow. Tomorrow at noon, the event ends, and you want to get at least these 3 champions before then. If you have the time gate pieces, you could think about this, but I'd maybe hold off. At least just grab Dark Urge, grab Dadius, and choose Briv as flex slot and unlock Briv. But yeah, when you start off though, you want to do the tutorial, or not the tutorial. Well, you do the tutorial. Once you're out of the tutorial, you're into Sword Coast. Grand Tour of the Sword Coast. Chaos linked my new player guide. You can follow that. But because the event is limited time, you really want to dive into that. You really want to dive into that. Well, but Valiant Eagle, Human wasn't an option in the event. So that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the event, not time gates. So, well, that's okay. I mean, you can pick whoever you want. At least you're getting another champion. If you got 3 time gate pieces before the event ends, you can always try to pop another one. But oh, geez, we got our next time gate piece already. So we're at 6, but I don't want to use it. I don't want to do a time gate because I'm going to spend 3 over here. It's much better to spend 3 here. Mert is first priority. Yeah, Bard's Forge. It'll be even better once you get to 4-jump. Notice some variants offer corrupted gems for loot. Is there a rhyme or reason to which one? So when they introduced the whole corrupted gems thing in the emergence event, their idea at the time was that some of the like variants that came out with the emergence events would reward corrupted gems, but they only really did that the first time, and they changed their mind, which is probably good. So there's some that exist out there, but I don't even remember where they are anymore. It was whatever dropped, whatever happened to release right at the time. The whole Thayan Enclave originally arrived. How do you spend your gems? I've got a guide for that too. Check out. Well, it's not. If they're brand new, it's not gold chests. Just to be clear, if they're brand new, I mean, yeah. There's a section in that guide, that Gem Farming 101 guide, further down that's like, what do I spend my gems on? And it starts you, and it gives you the things to think about. Like the first thing you want to buy is this Mage Hand Familiar, and then you want to buy silver chests, and then, you know, when you have 1,000 more, you want to buy Jeremy, and then you want to, you know, and then depending on what your gear is, there's other things. But so it depends. It's the way this game works is you gotta match, like you gotta look at what your progress is, and then and base your decisions on that. Yeah, this Friday will be a natural time gate weekend, which means they're going to give you a choice between 3 champions at the top that'll say free. You get to pick one of them. It's pretty random. I mean, it's guaranteed at least one that you don't own, but it's a random selection. Sure, J-Dog, but on an established account, right? And I ain't gonna be doing that with my Archon, so anyone with enough time and blacksmithing contracts can get solid bud numbers out of a champion. Or in the case of Archon, just soaking up duplicates for years. I don't worry too much about the patron stuff. If they want somebody that I don't have, I either don't do that week, or like that one thing, or I do it after my trial ends on my main account, because trials don't necessarily last the whole 7 days. They don't have to. Once you finish, you get your champion back, so. It's halfway to another chest. And this is a Regis, right? Yeah, this is Regis. Yes. So Regis still has 2 greens, so the chest from this will give us 1 of his blues. Or if it gets lucky and drops an epic, it might end up over here. But so we got Regis, Crawl. So I think that's it. I think that's the 3. Yeah. Okay. So I've only got 3 greens on my account currently. I'd like to get rid of them. I'd like to have 0 greens, please. I'd like to have 0 greens, please. I'm not doing the 3rd Regis variant. I can't get to 450 on anything except Bee Stingers Unleashed. Hey, Ben. Yeah, I mean, I may have E25 Favor, but I don't have the gear to get me to 450. Favor only takes you so far. Favor only takes you so far. I should get him as bouncy. There we go. So I thought we were just going to do this one and then we'd bounce back into Tomb of Annihilation, but we will check on a couple of those rosy ones. Because yeah, I think we might have a chance at finishing at least one of those. Why am I leveling up Drizzt? He's not going to stay in the formation. Oh well. It's fine. Yeah, Bard's Forge, it's not a... Like, I've got my Morgaine fairly stacked up there, and it's not a huge... It's not a huge boost. That's why I'm like, man, Morgaine isn't like someone you super worry about grinding out and getting to super high levels. Unfortunately. He could be better. Well, even after the Ack Inc. season, there were people like, now we need a second Ack Inc. season for all the people that you didn't fix. Yep. And I don't disagree with that. All right. What do we got? We got blacksmithing contracts on Brev. Hey. Well, at least you got A level. Got some more of those. You got some more of these. All right. We got a lot of oopsie potions. This is, you only use these if you make an oopsie. Otherwise, just hold on to them. Otherwise, just hold on to them. How are we doing now? Oh, is this still broken? Yep, it's still broken. 1844, 156 item levels, and we can unlock the Moneylender Mert. Not that he ever loans me any money. Tight one. But apparently he loans some people money. Dollar Tree to increase max price in stores to $7 by the end of the year. Wow. So are they going to change the name to $7 Tree? And feel like it's a better indicator of inflation. So whenever like dollar stores, Dollar General, Dollar Tree, like they got to change their name to whatever the minimum price of, or whatever the highest price of something is in the store. And when you pull up and it says $20 tree, then you know, like, oh, we're screwed. AFK finished the last couple Zerial variants in Zerixis. After that, keep on farming Zerial for Karlach because Zerixis for Crux. I mean, it depends on which one that you're prioritizing. I mean, you could knock out Crux first if you want, because it's just Zerixis stuff. And then you could because Karlach is all Zerial everywhere, so that could potentially take longer. I don't know. I don't know what your situation is. No, Bard's Forge. He actually, he built his business. He built his reputation on lending money to people. Doesn't mean he always does it. But yeah, he was that's what got him. That's what made him a one of the mass lords of Waterdeep. He was the moneylender merit. Oh, he doesn't lend anything to those hacks. He wouldn't lend anything to those hacks. Oh, I should check and see if we got any new replies to the terminology guide. I don't think we did. I think we did. Fine. It is fine. I don't understand. I'm still confused by the person who came into the terminology guide and was like, you shouldn't use these terms if they're so confusing. It's like, I'm not the one using them. Like, way to miss the whole point. With a little effort from this community, this list could be greatly enhanced. I don't think you misunderstand. I think you misunderstand. We didn't create. Well, I created mop. I will admit I created mop. That one's on me. That one's on me. But like I didn't create ICP. That's Idle Champions Presents. That's CNE did that. That's not me. Should that be what they called it? Considering Insane Clown Posse? Maybe not, but they did it. But they did it anyway. Did I create TGP? No, I would have just said time gate pieces. I don't have a problem typing words out usually. It's not a big deal. I don't know. BS shouldn't be blacksmithing contract. Why not? It can't be BC because that's bounty contracts. Dude, like, just chill. Chill. You don't get to decide. It gave off very big, grammar police vibes. Like, the person who would get upset if somebody said, "Can I ask you a question?" And then they'd be like, "I don't know what that means." Like, you know what that means. You know what that means. The world isn't gonna change to you. You've got to change the world to the world. And when it comes to language, like that's just it's very like, well, educated people should say it like, well, should just stop right there. Just stop right there. I used to get all pissy about people spelling things correctly everywhere, and I will in work related stuff. If you're doing your job and you're presenting front, that's why it kills me when I find typos in my stuff. If you're posting stuff to to the public as part of your job, everything should be spelled right and the grammar should be correct. That's part of your job if you're the one posting stuff on the internet. And in your game, if you're making a game and you misspell a lot of stuff or get the grammar incorrect, look, who's not doing their job? Somebody's not doing their job. Somebody needs to be, somebody's got to be proofing this stuff. Somebody. Like that I will get upset about. But just people typing on the internet, I don't care. As long as I can understand, I can. You can understand most of the misspellings. Now, sometimes people say stuff to me, and I'm like, I don't understand. I cannot figure out what you're trying to say. I try not to shame them about it. I'm just like, I cannot make that out personally. I'm misunderstanding something. Can you just say it again in a different way, and maybe I'll understand it better? Because we have a lot of like English as a second language people. And it's like I'm not trying to talk and speak in Spanish or any other language. It'd be horrible. So, yeah, everybody's just doing their best. It's chill. Uh, But yeah, I don't know. I was like, that's maybe getting a little too into this. I wasn't trying to dictate what people say or how they say it. I was just trying to help people understand other people. And you missed the boat, buddy. So it's not too late to hop on. Giggity. Hey, Raid Clan. The clan that we're up against in CVC specifically says they're not CVC oriented. So, hey, I think we might win this one. If we don't, I'm going to feel real bad. I'm going to feel real bad. We did recruit. We'll see. We'll see if everybody shows up. I can't get people to show up for CVC. But I'm ruthless now. You post no points for CVC and you're not and you haven't logged in at all for a while. Like, why are you here? Why are you here? And if I've kicked you because you were inactive for a while and you want to come back, just let me know and we'll get you in as soon as possible. But if you ain't around, you ain't playing. Yeah, it's not fair to everybody else. Yeah, I don't, Shevik. That's the thing. Like I don't have a problem. I'm like, look, as long as they're speaking English, I got it. I get it. I'll figure it out. Yeah. Most of the time, I can understand what people are saying, as long as they're speaking English. And some Spanish, nah, but mostly English. Very little Spanish nowadays. Very little. We're definitely Chaos. We're definitely a little higher level. Like we don't do. I mean, I guess sometimes we can finish out like the lower level clan bosses, but really, if you're not up in the like Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare are mainly where everybody hangs. So the problem is like if you're low enough that you're in the early stuff, you might not get any assistance from people there because we just don't have people doing that. But beyond that, I mean, that's, you know, so it's more like make sure you're in, like, to me, it's like make sure you're in a clan that's doing the stuff you need to do. And we're, you know, we're around whenever you get higher. I mean, usually I do let people in even if they don't have our power requirement, as long as they're like part of the stream. But like we're at our minimum power ranking now is, I think I set it at 2.5 million for anybody. For anybody applying, let me actually go look where maybe I should have bumped it up. No, it's still fine. I mean, I think our lowest ranking person right now is Coffenia, but they came in on an alt after taking a break. They didn't have their main account again, so they kind of started over, but that's fine. But we only have like 4 people below 3 million, so I probably should have put it at 3 million. Just to try to, make sure that the people that join are people who are actually going to be able to get help from, like, who can participate in the stuff we're doing and thus get rewarded based off the stuff that we're doing. But yeah. Do English, Greek, Nerd, and American English? Nice. See, I do American English, sarcasm, pun, and a little bit of Spanish. I speak through the medium of dance, which makes this chat stuff hard. That's fair. That's fair. Just click the join random clan button. It's not that great, yeah. Yeah, you really want to look for a clan that's doing the clan boss stuff that you're at. So, when you're asking for, when you're asking questions of people in chat, they are in the same kind of space as you are. If you even use chat. But you're welcome to hang out in the Discord and the raid channel and ask questions and get help from anybody. And if you want in anyway, I mean, I can't do it right now. We just added a bunch of people. But technically there's has anybody seen Zyzimus? They haven't been around in a little while. I haven't seen them in chat anywhere either. But we just added 5 or 6 new people. 5. So until somebody has been gone a while and I kick them for inactivity, then we're full at the moment. Are the catch-up mechanics for new players in Raid? I don't know that there are any. Here's the thing. If you join a guild that's established, then during a clan versus clan CVC tournament, if the guild gets, the clan unlocks all of the clan rewards, there's 10 levels of them. I guess that's the catch-up mechanic. You get lots of free stuff. It's pretty great. So lots of chickens, which is the leveling stuff for your champions, lots of energy, just it's a nice assortment of stuff. But outside that, there aren't really any. Yeah, cash is the catch-up mechanic. They're a very cash-heavy game. So if you play, you just got to be wary that they're gonna do everything they can. They are highly aggressive with their monetization. They're gonna do everything they can to make money off of you. No extra spicy mustard mechanics, no. There's a way to get chickens, yeah. And in clan versus clan, if you meet the if you get clan rewards, some of the milestone tiers, like tier 1, which we're in tier 1 at the moment, has 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 10, 9 3-star chickens and 1 4-star chicken available. If you can get all the way through it. Yeah. So. But yeah, they've got lots of pop-ups. Every time you close out of a screen and come back to their main screen, chances are you're going to get an ad for something. Chances are real good. Probably 95% there's going to be an ad pop up. Which is why we're when people complain about Idle Champions having aggressive monetization, I can't help but just laugh. Just laugh. Just gym help, but there's no gym there. There's no gym in Raid. Chickens get stars for speed or taste? Neither. Nutritional value. Nutritional value. That doesn't mean they taste good. Basically, in Raid, like you can permanently level up your champions. So imagine if an idle champions, you had to permanently leveling up your champions gave them a power curve. But the way that you would permanently level them up is by feeding other champions to them. I'm not even kidding. So in raid, if you have a 1-star champion, there's 1 through 6 stars in ranking. If you have a 1-star champion, you can level it up to 10 just by doing stuff, getting experience. But then if you want to take it from a 1-star to a 2-star, you have to feed it a 1-star. Now there are chickens, literal, like it looks like a whole roasted chicken that you can feed it, or you can just take another champion and let them just chow down on that champion, I guess. Then they become a 2-star. 2-star, you need 2. 3-star, you need 3 to go up. 4-star, you need 4 to go up, right? And they have to be of the star level that you're at. So, 1-star, 1-1-star champion. 2-star, 2-2-star champions. 3-star, 3-3-star champion. Right. To get in the top level is 6 stars. So you got to feed 5 5-star champions that you leveled up to 5 stars with the intent of feeding them to another 5-star champion to make that champion more powerful. So generally, whatever you're using as food gets referred to as a chicken, but the game does have actual chicken, like whole roasted chickens that they're a thing. There's also a feast, something called a feast. It looks like a ham on a bone. That'll just take something all the way to 6 stars. Those are hard to come by. Yeah. And then there's potions, there's drinks, like brews that you can drink to give you experience. And then there's like a cask, basically, that'll take you all the way to full. Like, yeah. They lean into that pretty heavily. But just a whole different kind of system. Does Raid have abyssal chickens? No. Yeah. Could you imagine if we had to pull for champions from special chests each event? Yeah. That's welcome to Raid. Well, I mean, you can earn champions in Raid, but man, it's rough. It's rough. Most of the time, if you're not earning lots of, I just refer to it as resources between the champ chase, different kinds of champ chases. So difficult, and it was a long time. We played Raid for a while before I could even fully participate in those and actually get champions from them. Early on, all my champions just came from random luck from shards. Just gotta pop it. They've got thousands of champions, and the chances you're ever going to get the ones you want is low. So you really have to make do with what you get. And then there's people like Bayushi Akira who just get dupes of solid champions, and then they're like, oh, I got another duplicate again. It's like, I don't even have one of those. Freaking land. But no, my problem now isn't champions. My problem now is gear, just because you got to loot. All the stats are random. And the rarity, there's different rarities. There's 2 different types. There's like, it's kind of like in Idle Champions where there's like rarity and then item level. Like there's rarity and then there's star level, like star quality, and those affect the stats. And then all the stats on them are random. Can you buy a specific champion? No, not really. I mean, sometimes there's champion chases where basically you could throw money at the game and be guaranteed to get a certain champion, but you can't just go to a shop and buy one. You can't. That's part of the thing. Is it's a gacha game. It's 100% a gacha game. So gear is challenging. Gear is challenging because you got to have enough silver, that's their currency, to level it up. And silver's wanted like everywhere. Like you need silver for so many things. And oh yeah, they did do the Xena Warrior Princess thing. You basically could just buy her, but that was the first time ever. Yeah, most of the time it's you have to buy something else, and through that you will get what you want. But it's a game where, you know, people get upset because there's like $56 packs in Idle Champions that give you 5 guaranteed champions and a bunch of gear for them. You can easily see $100 offer in Raid with no guarantees of much of it, like now with no champions in sight, like just stuff that you could use to maybe get champions. Raid is, there are whales and krakens in Raid. Like it is a kraken based game. You don't know what a kraken is. It's something that devours a whale. Hopefully you know what a whale is. It's like Star Trek Fleet Command. I mean, look, I don't have a problem with people monetizing their games. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got to get paid. It's just, boy, you know, as long as the free to play experience can be acceptable, fine. If you can't free to play at all, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. And you can free to play in Raid. It's just, it's definitely slow. It's definitely slow. All right, Boshikira. Is it in a blue hole? No, there's no blue holes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Raid has so many different pricing tiers that early on, like they would give me some good offers. I'm like, yeah, I don't mind throwing like $10 at the game for that every now and then. But the thing is they've got really good algorithms, and once they see you throwing $10 at one certain thing, then they offer you something for 15 that's an even better version of what I think at 10, and then that gets you to be like, ooh, well, I don't mind. And then the next thing you know, they're offering you $50 packs, and you're like, what happened to the $10 ones? And then you have to stop paying for a while to get it to drop back down. Like, yeah, they and it's not that it's like bad. It's just you really have to just be on top of your own spending. You really do. So, wow. There's a few things less than $100. Wow. I couldn't play that. I mean, I would play it free to play, but they would never get any money out of me, and that's kind of disappointing, right? Because I like to financially support games I play if I enjoy the game, but I don't know any games that just I'm going to buy one pack and it's $100. Will I spend $100 over like 10 different purchases over time? Absolutely. I'd probably spend a few $100 that way. But I don't have the kind of disposable income where like, well, I guess I'm just going to throw $100 in one purchase. I can't do that. Swap some of these out now that I'm not really worried about gold find anymore. I'll leave Dritz in for a little bit, just because he's actually got a, well, it's not a horrible attack speed for getting through the Devourer. We play War Thunders, come to see people in money vehicles getting blown apart over and over again. The skill games can punish whales. They can to a certain degree, but like, once upon a time, I was playing, oh no. What's the ship battle game? I mean, you can have World of Warships. And I was really enjoying it because it was the closest I could get to like sailing combat, right? Like, give me the pirate ship combat, please. That was the closest I could get to that, and it had a decent skill curve. But man, at the time, this was years ago. At the time, the money ships, the things you could just throw cash for, they were so strong that I was just like, whenever I'd come up against them, I'd be like, well, I mean, I can outplay the bad ones, but if they're decent at all, there's anything I could do against it. And grinding up the levels through that kind of stuff was just rough. I don't know what it's like now. Well, if you're getting rainbow eggs wild offers repeatedly in raid, usually that means you're using Human a lot, right? They changed it. It used to be that it was completely random, and wild offers would just be for anything. But people complain. They're like, "Well, I want wild offers for things I'm using, for champions I'm using." So they changed it. So you will definitely now see the same thing a lot if you're using that champion a lot, or if it's just all you have left. Like, there's some people who have bought everything else, and it's like, why am I getting the same thing over and over? Well, so you haven't bought it yet. J-Dog. Hey, Lurking Rider. Well, Lurking Rider, like I said, it's because you probably bought all this stuff except Warden and Delatus. Hey, Onyx. Well, I mean, look, I liked it because, again, I was looking for a game that gave me some kind of naval combat, because I like that. And it was the only thing out at the time, and it was free to play, and it was at a time when I didn't have cash to spend on anything, so I guess I enjoyed it for a little while. Until I got into the area of the game where there were a lot of cash ships, and then it was like, okay, can't do it. But man, there is definitely a part of me that wishes that game had been, you know, not quite as balanced that way, because I actually was enjoying it. But and it's one thing to have like maybe some low level ships that you can buy for cash that help you like work through the lower levels faster, but it was rough. Yeah, I do wish there was like a. We were talking about this before. Some kind of a wish list system for wild offers. Like you could say, "Hey, I'd be interested in these items from the wild offer system," and it would increase the chance that those populate in your feed. That would be smart, CNE. That would be smart. Raid has that. Well, not for ads. Raid has it for souls, for like soul shards and stuff or whatever. Ascendant things. Oh, you just get, well, I guess they just got to give you something in the wild offer system, so that's what you're getting. Oh, I hate that dilettante. Yeah. Any of those timed ones you gotta be there for. Again, that's why I said I want the game to tell me when it's completed a run. It would help with those too. Yeah, Mr. Blonde, that's what I'm guessing. It's been years since I went anywhere near it. Like probably 6, 7, 8 years. It was before I played Idle Champions, so had to have been at least 7 years ago. Something around there. Yeah, I kind of figured you were talking about that. I understand how auto cucumber works sometimes. How many gems we got? Almost to 500. Almost. They still send me emails like, "It's your Xth anniversary. Come back and join us." I'm like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm good." I would play Skull and Bones before I would go back to World of Warships, just because it's the right era of sale. Like that's the right kind of it's the right era of ship combat that I want, even though that's not how ships work. That was the one nice thing about World of Warships, at least back then. That was pretty much how ships work. Yeah, I thought that's why I like that you could move and that you could fire, and that you had to account for their movement and fire in a line. And yeah, I loved all that. I loved all of that. So crunchy, so juicy. Monetization was made me sad, Panda. Fire a torpedo. It's going on a path, and you can outplay the torpedo. Yes, but no. Does it have the red and white pegs to signify if a missile hit or miss? No. It did have battleships, though. It did have battleships. Oh, did anybody see? Oh, I need to go look and see if that made it onto Steam yet. Anybody see that post I put in chat about the little miniature car game? It's very Micro Machines looking. Oh, it is up. Add to wish list. Add to wish list. Hold on, let me find it for everybody else. Very Micro Machines from the. If anybody remembers Micro Machines from the '80s, but it's got a bit of that feel. Looks like it might be interesting. It's just silly fun. But that's what Micro Machines was too. Only gonna have local multiplayer, but that's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Works with an Xbox controller. Yeah. All right. It just looks fun. Sometimes you just want something fun. I did, Onyx. It's like an open world fishing game, and I picked it up. I mean, I click yes on all the free stuff, but I don't know. It was maybe a little too open worldy. We'll see. I saw another. Oh no! I saw another fishing game, maybe a little less realistic, that looked good, and now I don't remember where it was. Crap. I don't know. Pulling up that. Yeah, I mean, everything looks super realistic in the Angler. It could be interesting, and we might give it a try at some point. I heard in your mid-game video today there was a guide for 3-jump rib. There is! Lediath has it. Hold on, I'll go... I was just watching some of Lediath's Brib stuff this the other day, trying to fix my Brib jump farm. So, hold on. Wow, let's see if I can find it. Neat job. Oh, I don't know. Wait, didn't he say? Oh no. I thought they said they had a 3-jump, or did they say they posted a 3-jump on Reddit? I'm not seeing a 3-jump video is the problem. I'm seeing an 8-jump, which I looked at because I was trying to figure out how to adjust for the fire breath, and I'm seeing their original 4 jump. Oh, I found it. I found it. Found it. Here, hold on. I think this is it. I think that's it. Don't hold me to that. They didn't label it correctly, but I think Azaka Beast Intention Briv Gem Farm Variation. I think that's it. So try that one. But it's yeah, Lediath is the one that's really doing the deep dives into the random Briv numbers. Yeah, they're on a vacation or something. But check that out. I didn't look specifically for a 3 jump because I'm not in the 3 jump window. I'm at 4 jump, so I was just trying to figure out how to get my 4 jump to work with Fire Breath. So I was watching the 8 jump one, just because there's an explanation in there on how to tune it for Fire Breath. Yeah, but I think I remember saying that the 3 jump one you want is Beast Intentions with Azaka, so that should be it. Oh no, they didn't originate Briv Gem farming, but they're definitely. I would say they're. Zeke was kind of the first one to make guides for it. I don't know exactly. I don't even know if we can trace the origins of it. Not accurately. Not like Azaka farming. Like, we know who Azaka farmed first and taught everybody else. But yeah, Lediath does a lot of work on the on trying to figure out stable ways to do different free plays and to do different numbers, do different jump numbers, and how to adjust for like weekend buffs and weekday buffs and seasons, and now these Fire Breath potions, and yeah. Now I just got to get them. I'm like, you gotta just sit down and write it out. Got to write it out and then link to the videos. Trying to find the oldest. I'll find the original. Yeah. I think this is it. This is just to unlock. Yeah. So Silisa was the one that created Azaka farming, and then taught everybody. And back then there was Ishii to support. There's Ishii, Narak, Wolfgar, Regis, Warden. What do we use Warden for? I don't know. Dinar, Stokey. And anybody that gave any kind of other gold fine buff around that, it's pretty hilarious. So people that talk like nowadays, like, oh my god, it's so different. Like, no, it was. You don't even understand. You don't even understand. So long ago. What is that? Once upon a time. I mean, part of this is like, I think. Yeah, go to a boss stage, kill everything except the last mob. You can accomplish this by click stunning the last normal mob that arrives, then piling up the boss plus 9 mobs in your tank. Stagger the clicks so it stuns for a longer period of time. Only click when it starts to move to hold it in the back line. Like this was literally how you had to do it. Back in my day. Did you see the Reddit user who wants a guide to all spec choices? I've heard that before, and they're not getting it from me ever. They're not getting it from me ever. That's what the champion guides are for. It's in the champion guides. Go read the champion guides. Someone can go make that if they want. I'm never gonna make that. Yeah, man, you gotta learn. You gotta know more about the champion than just do this, press this button. Like, no, go learn the champions. If you don't know a champion well enough to know which specialization to click, you need to go read a guide about the champions. It just makes sense. Just makes sense. That's what you need to be doing. Well, Sergeant, some people don't really want to play the game. They want to collect achievements or who knows. They don't really want to play the game. You know, I really wish Twitch would figure its stuff out. Like, the bot's telling me somebody just subscribed, which would be great. Except I see nothing in Twitch saying that somebody just subscribed. Thanks, Twitch. Thanks, Twitch. Well, but I mean, even if you're like, even if there's even if every option is viable for a specialization, like most of the game, you can't just. This is the best. That's not always. Nowadays, it's rarely a thing, or it should rarely be a thing. But they basically want a decision tree for every specialization choice for every champion. They just don't understand. Yeah. It reads like they don't understand how the game works. And they don't want to learn how. They don't want to understand it. They just want to be told what to do. I don't do that. I don't do that. Or they're just misreading things. It's like, no. I don't know. They're talking about Hellish Rebuke, and then they go, it doesn't say anything about affecting champions. Yeah, it does. It says enemies that hit Farida or champions within 2 slots distance of her. Like, it's literally referencing that, so I don't know what to tell them. I don't know what they want at that point. Like, It's right there. It's right there. It's right there. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else to tell you. So that's why I stayed out of that thread. I'm like, somebody else can do this because it's right there. But I mean, yeah, there are some specializations in the game that are somewhat confusing. Like Dynahair, sneaky Dynahair. Like you really gotta understand what's going on with Dynahair's kit to know that uh that it's actually her left spec that you want. Because that's what makes her main ability mop. It's not clear. If you don't understand how the game works, that is not clear at all. But that wasn't what we were being asked about. Does that any help with stuff like who's better, BBG or Nahara? I mean, it's we get that one a lot. But again, it really comes down to reading it. Like BBG is better if you have the feet. Nahara then is worse. But if BBG doesn't have the feet, then Nahara is better, and it's just a numbers game, right? But that's just for speed, right? To use an actual pushing group, I wouldn't use Nahara unless I was doing Strahd Black Dice Society stuff. That's how I have difficulty or problem choosing a spec is when it's someone with 3 different scaling multipliers. Yeah, and that's where instead of the numbers, like at a certain point, I wish they'd just show you the totals. Like, what's the buff going to be here? But they don't want they're against like totally spoon feeding that way. I don't know why. There's so many things that are challenging in this game to figure out. Why can't you just show people numbers? I don't understand. I don't know why that's against the rules. But then again, I'm the person that's like trying to make the game accessible for everybody, right? Like that's what I want with my guides, and you know. These are guides until I learn enough from them to make my own show. That's the best. That's what I want. I want people to use my guides and then not have to use them anymore. Because now they understand how to read through stuff. Like, yeah. Sure. I don't have a problem with that. That or until they change the game to make it so that my guides are irrelevant. I'd be fine with that too. My guides exist because the game isn't accessible and easy to understand. And that's most games. I mean, to be honest, I'm not just singling out Idle Champions. But most games, not accessible and easy to understand for everybody. So I make guides for games. See people asking for feet loadouts. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just even with feet, sometimes it depends. And that's why I added that section in my things like, well, what do you check? What do you pick? Well, you'd pick this for pushing, this for like survivability, this for speed. Like I put those notes in my guides now. But like the only one I've ever like really did a lot of testing on was Hitch back in the day. And I don't even know if it's true anymore. I'd have to test it again, but I did a lot of research into getting excess dagger storage with Ricochet. Back in the day when you only had 2 feats, this excess dagger storage with Ricochet were the 2 feats. Period. I did a day's worth of testing, and that was it. But now now that there's 4, you'd want excess dagger storage, Ricochet. You'd want natural perform at 80. And then I'm not sure if you'd want. I think you'd probably want coiled daggers. You'd want to keep increasing the chance of the Ricochet. Probably. Yeah. Ad break. Wow, we were slowing down a bit. I swapped in another damage champion in Makos. But we gotta get the 350 We got a decent margin here. Let's do some click damage. You know what? We're going to do an hour of click damage. I'm hoping it doesn't take an hour, but I think it would take more than 15 minutes. And it's just been an hour of click damage potions. We'll see what happens. Mm-hmm. We're on an ad break. I'm going to get some jelly beans. All right. And we're back. You write our guides, not walkthroughs. I mean, there are some walkthroughs, to be fair. Yeah, but even on like Split the Party, there are people who are like, I can't do Split the Party 3. I'm like, why not? Well, you don't have a guide for it. It's right, like, it's the same thing. Like, I don't know. That one confuses me. We will add a version, a walkthrough for 3, I guess, because... But I figured after the first 2, everybody have it. Your new player guide is why I made it through and still play the game. Glad to hear it. But yeah, like the early part of this game can be, you know, difficult and problematic. Like, so many in-game players just want the in-game fix, and it's like, pff, if you don't fix the onboarding in the early game, the game's gonna die at some point. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely needs, you know, you need balance, you need adjustments throughout, but sometimes you got to stop and fix the early game. Back in my day, I would wait for Gar's event guide before tackling an event. Well, back then, I used to have them out. Back in the day, I used to have them out pretty immediately. It was before I made that really bad decision to include all of the gold costs for leveling. That takes a while longer. Yeah, that's the thing. Jamie Ronan. I figured Split the Party 3 would be the easiest one and wouldn't need a guide because by then you'd done it twice, you'd have a lot of champions, and you'd have Modron cores to give you gold fine. Like, it should be a cakewalk. I don't know. Thank you for the subscription, even though for whatever reason Twitch didn't want to tell me, like, didn't want to trigger the pop-up. I don't understand. I don't understand. Well, common sense was never common. That was always a misnomer. But it's more that I think there's just an inability to extrapolate from one to the other for some reason. And who knows where that comes from. I don't know. I'm not gonna insult anybody about it. I was just utterly shocked that it was needed, that a third one was needed. So we'll get there eventually. I just don't want to make like a Split the Party 3 guide without actively doing it on a new account. So some of my guides I've waited to update until we're on a new account run, or create in the first place until we're on a new account run. Because normally I don't get to split the party 3 on a new account. Yeah, that's the thing that the game doesn't tell you is that, well, I guess I think it does tell you, but I don't think people, again, there's an extrapolation people miss. You lose a champion. You lost the champion. You can still load in anything else in that slot. For some reason, people don't. I don't know why. That's misunderstood, but it is. I'm saddened that the guide quests do not do a great job of guiding. The roads are not for new player friendly. Well, I mean, so one of the problems, one of the things that that I believe they're gonna do to address that is that they're gonna now that the system's been out for a while, they have a lot of data on what quests have been finished, like were easily finished and what weren't, and so they're gonna try to do a sorting thing so that the easier stuff is at the top and the more difficult stuff is at the bottom, so you kind of know which ones you could knock out easily. That's one thing they want to do, and then another is use that same kind of data to determine, well, these are early game quests. We can throw green gems at these instead of corrupted, and then corrupted will stay for the others. And then they'll have to, see if that works a little better for everybody. But whether there's more that has to happen in that system or not, I don't know. There are some things that I want. Like, I like how the reward is here, but I want them to move the reward to the left and then show me what the ultimate reward is from this path, because this gold border one is supposed to be guiding us to something. I want to know in this slot, like this needs to be here, and then here I want to know where we're going. Where are you taking me? Is it worth my time yet? Is it something I want right away? The game doesn't tell us right now, so I don't know if or when we'll see that, but that's what I would like. Yeah, it is a little, like it doesn't really tell. It doesn't really guide us anywhere at the moment. There's rewards and there's quests there, but they don't really make a whole lot of sense. I don't think the Jang Zhao is working in the background. Like at all. Like offline background at all. Easy needs to correlate with number of champs, levels, and gear. Can't do that. That's next to impossible. You would have to go through and try to hand. Well, you'd have to like a system that could like look at your account and figure that stuff out. If they could do that, the difficulty rating system would be actually valuable. That's just too much. That's too much for them to compute on the fly. It needs to just be. It needs to be one of those things where, like, what are the things that you're doing in the early? Like, what are early newer stuff that players are doing? You just kind of, you have two ways to do it. You can go through and set them all manually, like this is stuff I would do at the beginning of a game, or you do like what they're thinking of, which is just having it be data driven. That's another way to do it, but like I would have just set it all from the beginning. But I'm used to hand creating content. I'm not used to doing like data pulls and stuff like they do for games. Hey, Niscus. I still don't think I set up my Strong Heart to farm event tokens, but that's okay. Well, technically, I think he's in the background. He's been a background party right now on my main account. But probably should have put him in an active party. Do I have? I do. I'm like, do I have 500 gems yet, please? Thank you. Bye. What? Just want those epics. Just want those epics. Or a gold chest feat. I don't think I've gotten a feat yet. I don't think I've gotten a feat yet out of gold chests. I don't know how many I've opened though. Jai. Stop eating my friends. Twilight Twist variant is a pain. Don't do it, Texac. I don't say this often. But Twilight Twist is one you don't want to complete. It's a Chumbawamba variant. It's one of the rare Chumbawamba variants. Karlach needs it. I still wouldn't do it. Still wouldn't do it. I actually regret doing it on my account. You can miss one. It's fine. But yeah, man. That's where you farm champions like the Dark Urge and Torragar and Dahani and Zorbu. And any champions they add with that in the future. So. And if I remember right, it's actually a decent number. Is that the one that's like 3 or 5 seconds? There's one that's pretty short. Is Twilight Twist the one that's like the short seconds? There's another that's like 8 or 10 seconds between getting up and down, and that one's... I can't remember. Maybe it's that one. I don't know. 5 seconds, yeah. It's a good one. All right, Meister Wearables, thanks for hanging out. Sorry I missed that. Oh, Oceanmon. I used to hold on to some chests just because I liked the art. Like the Captain Boo chest and something else. And finally I was like, nah. I just opened it. So no more rush hour for last event day runs. Correct, but you might still want to go and spend your tokens on the last day. But you don't got to do any last second runs, which is nice. I bet that's going to help their servers a bit. Because it was like people just trying to fly through last second event runs. Probably wasn't great. Right as stuff ended. I mean, so here's the thing. They can give out named chests now. Oh, but it would be hard. Yeah, it's harder to get a Nerds one because it's not like they're... It's not like you're going to get like something from a store sale or something, you know. Does anyone else use the Trials Chumbawamba stream? I never have, but that would be good. Like if you use them, if you've done all your other variants, Trials is another way to do that. Nerds in your weekly party would give Nerds chests. It would, yeah. But that's a very random thing, right? So, and you'd have to buy them. Only on a weekend party would you get a free. Well, no, but then it wouldn't. Then it's just no. It's a different. Yeah, I don't know. I was just trying to think of ways you might be able to get a gold nerds chest, because sometimes when they have the deals in the store, like a sale, if you've already bought that thing that's on sale, you'll get a chest for it. But they don't do nerd stuff in here. They don't do nerd stuff in here. Oh, speaking of, there's stuff on sale this week, folks. $6 familiar. $6 Human with gear. That doesn't suck. $6 gym with gear. That doesn't suck either. $7.50 familiar. $6 BBG. Those aren't bad prices for some decent champions with some gear. Since when does the weekly buff chest have a legendary potion in the pack? I don't know. Wait, hold on. Never. I don't see a legendary potion. See Krull's ultimate attack damage, which... No. No thanks. Oh, it's a replacement for the Golden Epic. Oh, yeah, I guess if you have that Golden Epic already. Oh, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen it. I don't ever look at those packs, though, to be fair, so I wouldn't have seen it. You only have one thing in your sales tab on Steam? Oh, maybe it's Epic, then? I think we just had Steam sales, so maybe this is the Epic version. I don't know. I don't know. We're still killing with... Yeah, we got so much Fire Breath left. Should have popped that sooner. We're getting real close to our damage values, though. This is why I was like, we can't really get much further than 350, because we're almost matched for Bud to health. We've got 29 levels to go, so... 29 levels to go. Glad you showed that. You got an Astarion GE? Nice. Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be one of the 3 champions. You're going to get something for them. And then on the weekends, one of the 5 that's listed, right? I used to buy the weekend ones. I used to throw like the lowest pack pretty much every weekend for a while. And then just that was back when I had more disposable income, and then I was like, no. Got a little more selective about what I was buying. And now I rarely pay attention, which is almost the opposite side, because there's probably some GEs that I would be like, yeah, give me that one, and now I forget to look. Now I forget to look. So we won't have anything beyond tier 1 done for any. I mean, we're not going to fully complete tier 2 for anybody. I don't think. Maybe Rose. That would be funny if we actually completed Rosie's tier 2, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think we'll get maybe one more event variant done. Tomorrow has to be our deep push for favor, because we have to take advantage of this triple pilfer, triple pain on crawl. And I don't stream on this account on Thursday. And Friday we would lose it partway through it when the weekend buff kicked in. So don't want that. Gotta use it tomorrow. Gotta use it tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll do Running of the SARS. SARS. I don't know. Running of the SARS. The dinosaurs. Running of the SARS. It would be SARS, right? Dinosaurs. The dinosaur. Nobody says dinosaur, do they? It's a dinosaur. We'll do that tomorrow. For a favor push. Take advantage of your weekly party buff on men's? Don't? I don't know. I don't think it's worth anything. Yeah, Running of the Saurons is a completely different experience, yes. As is Running of the Sores, S-O-R-E-S. That's not enjoyable at all. Surprised Brother Uriah was a featured weekly party champ. That was, I mean, everybody's got to be at some point, right? I guess. You know. It's not all about performance. This isn't a champion of the week. This is a round table celebrating everybody. 1 week at a time. I mean, if you think about it, it's going to takes like, what, 3 years? It'll take 3 years to get through everybody in the weekly party system as the featured champion. I mean, Nerds has got to end up there eventually. Oh, is it Sauron? Sorry. Oh. I mean, Minotaur. Yes. Dinosaur. is yeah, dinosaur is how I've always heard it, not dinosaur. Dinosaur. That's I've never heard. I've literally never heard it pronounced that way. I don't think. I don't know. What do they say in Jurassic Park? That's canon. Yeah. Die, nose ore. Wait, no, that's not it. All right, we're squeaking in. We're a little under. As you could see, it was a little hard to kill that. We're a little under the bud we need. But remember, the area 350 boss, it's hit based. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Although we should probably bud spike. Offer some beasts. We can. No, we can't. So we're just killing everything. Doesn't matter. Yes. Yeah, but this is how I know I wouldn't be able to get to 450 on anything. And if we're this close with basically our best, well, our next, not our best formation, but our best kind of semi-starter formation, yeah, it would not work. 450 would not ever get there. Well, triple either way. Clicky clicky. Devour go boom. Devour go boom. And we go zoom zoom zoom. Right out of here. We're done with Deadwinter Fae for